So Jeff is our AI agent in the IriusRisk Enterprise platform, also available in our Community Edition. And what Jeff allows you to do is to take any form of text, be it a description of what you're building, or a diagram, or a piece of code, and it will turn that into a data flow diagram automatically. And it's a familiar kind of AI chatbot interface, so you can iterate on the diagram. You can tell Jeff that he made a mistake and he needs to change a box from one thing to another. And once you're happy with that representation that Jeff has created, you can upload that into, or it's consumed by IriusRisk immediately, and you can then generate your threat model of that diagram. And I think one thing that's important to note is that a lot of our customers are very concerned about the quality of the data coming out of any kind of AI generation. And so when we designed Jeff, what we decided to do was use AI to generate a diagram and have the human then validate that that diagram is actually correct. And even if you're not in a security role, you're a developer, you're an engineer, you're an architect, you can analyze a diagram and say, that is the thing that I'm building, or that thing is slightly wrong and I want to change it here and there. And so you can do that with Jeff, and we use Jeff to get the diagram. But once you've got the diagram, the generation of the threat model, in other words, which threats are applicable, which controls are applicable, that is all deterministic and is based on our existing rules functionality and our existing knowledge base. So there's always explainability, there's always traceability when a regulator comes in and says, why is that threat in the model? We know exactly why it's in the model because it's related to a particular rule and to particular content in our knowledge base. I think AI is going to be interesting from two aspects. The first is that we're going to see an explosion of applications built on AI, which means we need to think about the security of those AI applications. So there's going to be more software developed by AI and using AI. And that means we're going to be doing a lot more threat modeling of that. We already have threat modeling content in IriusRisk that makes it easy for you as the security analyst to threat model an AI-based system and understand what do you need to be concerned about from a design perspective. The other, I think, even more interesting angle is that threat modeling as an activity that's looking at design is one of those activities that, years ago, it was always seen as a human-only activity because you had to understand a lot of diagrams, you had to understand a lot of text before you could come up with a secure design, before you could come up with a threat model. And LLMs have introduced an ingredient into the mix where they can now really assist with that. They can't yet completely automate that process, and I think it's a mistake to think that you're going to get an LLM to just create a model completely, but they can help a person to get to a model a lot quicker. So I think LLMs are going to be hugely beneficial for threat modeling. It's going to make it possible for people who are not as skilled in the art of threat modeling. With the help of an LLM, they're going to be able to do things that they previously couldn't.